Good day and bonjour to all of Canada. I love you. My name is John Smith, and as some of you may know already, I am an environmental toxicologist and the owner of Savior Inspection Drones in Innisfail, Alberta. What none of you know is this. I am also probably the longest serving private in Canadian Armed Forces history, having never been legally discharged or paid out, and I am supposed to be on temporary sick leave. I joined the Canadian Armed Forces in May of 1983 in Calgary, Alberta, where I filled in my forms and took my CFAT tests. Within a week, recruiting called me back and told me I had to pack and leave for CFB Cornwallis the following week. I was being added to Class 8320 to platoon. They told me the class was already fully booked, as was the Canadian Armed Forces flight to get there. They told me because of this, they were booking me a flight on Air Canada, which I would have to pay for myself, and I would have to make my own way there alone. As it shows in my itinerary, which I have here in my unit employment record, I was instructed to, and I arrived at CFB Cornwallis at 4:45 p.m. on Saturday, May 14th. This meant that I had completely missed orientation and missed 2 full days of moving weekend. When I got there, an officer picked me up at the gate and took me to get my kit. He told me my barracks was full, and he was taking me and putting me in the barracks where the graduating class was staying. They had graduated that day and they were leaving before the end of the weekend for Halifax to do some partying. I was put there with one other recruit from my class. He was in my trade. We did not see another officer until Monday morning. On Monday morning, we did our physical education testing, including our run. After that, I was told I had to fill in forms that I had not filled in during orientation. I also had to see a fire prevention and safety movie that I had missed. Because of this, I missed lunch. After lunch, we did our swimming exam. I passed everything perfectly. Finally, we did our first drill practice at the parade grounds. After that, I asked if I could see a medical officer because I was dizzy and I thought I was going to pass out. There was one right there. He took me aside and talked to me. He told me he could not understand what was wrong with me. He thought I had a touch of homesickness and that I needed to do some growing up. He said he was going to write a sick note for me and send me home on temporary sick leave. But until then, he told me to go back to my barracks on regular duty and he would send somebody to get me and release me. The following morning, my roommate was fired for refusing to follow orders. This left me now alone in the barracks. I was found 2 weeks later, passed out, standing at attention against the outside of the shower room wall. It was the only place in my barracks where I could be seen from the back hallway if an officer walked by. I had been starved for 17 days. I had been standing against the wall for 3 days since I woke up from being unconscious for a week. I was found by a young recruit from my class who took me to the infirmary. When I got there, I was forced to take drugs to destroy my memory, and I was forced to sign falsified discharge papers saying I was a liar. I was told they were for an honorable medical discharge. I was told if I didn't sign them, they would fire the young man who had saved my life. I thank you now from the bottom of my heart for saving my life, brother. If it wasn't for you, I would not be alive. I wish we'd had a chance to be friends and have a career together. After this, they sent me for one meal at the cafeteria, which I had to be shown where it was. And then I was sent to the gatehouse to await the bus to go to Halifax to catch an airplane. When I got to the gatehouse, I passed out and woke up just in time for the bus. I could not remember who I was or my life. I had forgotten the first 19 years of my life. It was the scariest trip home ever. When I got home to the airport, my dad picked me up. I could not recognize him or my mom when I got home. I told them my story. They thought I was a liar. The doctor had phoned them the first week and told them he was sending me home on temporary sick leave. In August of 2023, the military police phoned me after an investigation and told me they found the sick note. There's no record of me being on the base for 2 weeks. All of confinement to barracks. Nobody had come to look for me. The lies followed me. They made it so I could not get a good job. I had forgotten my very character. I had no self-esteem. All I wanted to do was die at the time. It took me years to remake myself. They stole my career. They have now stolen my marriage. I started to get my memory back in 2020 when my mom found my unit employment record. I am a totally different person now. I am the person I should have been. My wife and I are separated and divorcing. I am asking Honourable Prime Minister Mark Carney and the Government of Canada to help me fix the lies and what was done to me. Because I can, I am doing this. This is a holy Bible. I, John James Smith, do solemnly swear to be faithful and bear true allegiance to His Majesty, King Charles III, King of Canada, his heirs and successors, so help me God. I am volunteering to serve for the Canadian Armed Forces again. Anywhere and in any capacity. Thank you. Merci. Bonjour and good day.